Welcome back to the Happy Camper, coming to you from the beautiful mountains of southwest Montana. Today we're shooting on location at our sponsor's dealership, Rocky Mountain RV, in beautiful Butte, Montana. I apologize, we are right up here on the street today, so we do have some background noise. I do have the big muff on the microphone, so hopefully it won't be too bad. But we're going to take a look at this little XLR micro boost. This is the 18LR LE. And this is a new offering from XLR for this year. It's a very interesting little coach. It is a single axle toy hauler trailer, but different than a lot of the ones that you're going to see on the market. It's built by an actual toy hauler division of Forest River RV, and you really can tell the difference in this versus some of the other offerings that are out there in single axles on the market. Let's get a little closer and take a walk around on this guy and see how they've equipped this model. Right up here on the tongue, you're going to see the power tongue jack, and that does have the extendable leg. Again, a great feature on a new unit. What I really noticed about this, and with the extendable leg there, this unit is got an incredible amount of ground clearance for a small trailer like this. So you can really get this thing into the backwoods if you've got a lifted pickup or a bigger, SUV that's you're trying to get some additional mileage back into the backcountry. This little unit's really going to do that pretty well. And again, with the power jack and the extendable leg, we can get on there without having to need that big block of wood underneath there, which is just more of a pain than it's worth. You will see dual LP tanks. These are going to be 20-pound tanks mounted on the front of this unit. As I step back, you can see the blacked out diamond rock shield down there at the bottom of the front unit. And then the front end is wrapped in that smooth metal that is, again, a really nice look. We've talked about this on some of the other models that are out there, but it really gives this trailer a great front profile. I think it's going to be great for cleanup as far as when you get out there in summertime and you get bugs splattered all over the front. I think that's going to scrub off there a lot easier than it would be if it was corrugated metal like a lot of the units use. It does give it a great look. It's kind of a charcoal gray, and then like I said, with the blacked out diamond rock shield down below, really a good look. The XLR logo looks nice up on the front there as well. Back over here on the door side of the unit, you can see that the spare tire is going to mount right up here underneath the front of the unit. We also do have 4 scissor stabilizer jacks, and these are crank downs, but you can run them down in just a couple minutes with a speed wrench, or better yet, have a little adapter for your cordless drill, and that'll make that job very, very easy. It's one of my preferred methods. I prefer this over the electric stabilizer jacks, quite honestly. I like this as a little more simple and easy to deal with. If you do bend one, it's a lot easier to change, a lot less expensive, and it does tend to happen out here in Montana. We do tend to drag one of those and bend it every now and then. You can see, of course, that the unit does have the power awning, and this is that LCI awning. It's a fairly new offering on the market. I see the LED lighting in it's a little different. It's right on the edges of the awning arms. I'll get a little better view of that as we get closer. But even in this smaller unit, this lesser price point, you're still seeing the power awning on it, the power tongue jack, and also the solid entry step coming in that comes all the way down to the ground. We also have the big, large grab handle. So they're not completely decontenting this smaller unit just because it's smaller. They're just making it smaller, easier to tow, and still giving us some great features. Up here in the front, we do have still pass-through storage, and it's kind of a U-shaped storage. There's a door on each side, and then it's blocked into the compartment a little bit there, but I'll show you why that is inside. It's got a pretty interesting little setup on the inside of the unit. As we come back towards the center of the coach here, you can see we do have exterior speakers on this model, as well as cross-ram ventilation. We do have the big picture window on the door side, which is a nice feature to be able to see out into your camp area. I like to have that view right out here on this side versus the other side of the unit. This is normally where you set your camp up. You will see that this is set up on a 6-lug, 15-inch wheel, and of course radial rubber. And we do have a little dog leash attachment there. They put a little D-ring on the side, which is kind of an interesting feature. Again, you can tell this is a toy hauler company because even on this little small model, they did the party deck on the back. And it's something they're just doing on the Micro Boost product line as a forced option, if you will. It's very inexpensive on this, and I think that's why they just standardized it, and they can bring the price down. And it's a really cool little feature on a trailer like this. It's just something you don't normally see. Up top there, of course, we have LED lighting. We do have a Furrion camera prep up there as well. I'm going to sneak back around the off door side here just because I'm kind of tight up against the tree today. We'll get another view of this guy as I come around. But what an interesting little coach, and I think this line will do extremely well. I've been impressed with all of the micro boosts that we've reviewed. We've done a couple of the bigger models as well, and then this guy is the smallest one that they do, and I think it's gonna go over actually pretty well for people that don't have a big tow vehicle. This is right up your alley. So again, this is the opposite side of the storage compartment over here. You can see, and that's something I missed from the other side, you can see it does have a battery disconnect switch over there as well. And again, that's really a nice feature on something at this trim level. Sewer connection is right here. Of course, black and gray both come out the same place. We are still featuring a detachable power cord, a marine grade detachable cord, and that is a nice feature as well. It limits rodent ingress areas, as well as it's just easier to deal with when it's cold outside. That cord, you just pop it off the side, throw it in the front compartment, start to stuff it back in some little compartment on the unit. And then this is all the technical stuff over here. We have the water hookups, as well as the water heater service access, the furnace service access, and the refrigerator service access. Here's the other cross ram vent. You can see that these are on both sides, and these guys will open up and you can actually scoop them into the wind here and travel with them that way, so they will ventilate the trailer as you're going down the road if you do have a toy inside that does create, you know, any type of smell. It's trying to keep everything ventilated extremely well inside the trailer. Let's go back around the door side here. We'll step inside this coach and I'll walk you through here, and you'll be able to see how interesting of a little trailer this guy really is. So at first glance, again, it is more or less very similar to its big brothers in the full XLR boost lineup. Of course, the differences are going to be, this is a standard body, so it's 8 feet wide. It's not the 8.5 like a standard boost is. It's also going to have just the 2-burner cooktop here, where the boost will have the full range with the oven. So little things you're going to see that they do change, but again, I'm really impressed with the options that they did hold in this unit at this price point. So let's just walk down the door side here. We'll make a loop throughout the trailer. Here's the inside of that cross ram vent, and like I said, this is how these work. You just grab them right here, push them out, and then you can see that that's made to scoop air into the unit. Like I said, this is that big picture window on the door side. Of course, it does have the pleated blind on it as well. Coming towards the back, this little setup, the little dinette setup here, it is set up to where you can turn this into a bed, so you have a secondary bed. It's going to be fairly narrow, so it's only going to be good for one person. And then, of course, back onto the back with the ramp patio deck. Cool little feature. This one does not have the rear screen add-a-wall in it. It is something you can do aftermarket. This one was not optioned with it out of the factory. When you fold this up, of course, you're going to have this area in here for your storage. You've got, you know, again, this is a small trailer, so you're not going to fit a UTV in it. You're not going to put, you know, bigger machines in it. It's gonna be made for your standard ATV, dirt bike, you know, some of your hunting gear, camping gear. If you're into kayaking, you can fit that type of stuff in here. The cool thing about toy haulers is they're literally good for any purpose. The space in the back fits almost anything. So up overhead, of course, we can see fairly basic toy hauler kitchen, but it is workable. Everything looks pretty good there. I'm trying to decide if that's an 8 cubic foot refrigerator. It certainly looks like it by my eye. I would be shocked if it was. Normally you would see a 6 cubic foot only in here, and that's adequate, but it looks like they may have gone ahead and done the 8s. Go ahead and take a look at the specs for this unit on the Forest River site or at the Rocky Mountain RV site and see what that is, but it certainly looks like an 8 cube by eye, which would be impressive to me. Down below here, of course, below the sink, we do have storage drawers and extra storage doors. We can open these up, of course, there. And these are going to be your full extension drawers with the plywood boxes. They're, you know, again, these are the same things they're using in the Big Brothers, and that's the advantage of getting a unit that is built by an actual toy hauler company on the toy hauler lineup, is you get to share a lot of the features of the bigger brothers, where if somebody's just building a single axle toy hauler, a lot of times they're going to cheap you out in a lot of these areas. So keep an eye out for that. Again, I think this is a heck of a value for what it is. Up above here, you see the Greystone microwave, Greystone range hood, and the little Suburban 2-burner cooktop. You know, again, that's a small cooktop, but most of the time when people are at this point, they're going to be outside cooking. In most of the time, you still got a spot here. You make coffee, or in a pinch, you could do dinner or lunch or something in here if the weather was foul. Once again, a feature from its big brothers, the big stainless steel sink. That's a single bowl, and we're doing this high-rise gooseneck faucet, and this is the spring pull-away sprayer. Really a nice feature set, and I've hammered on that a lot, but I'm very impressed with the feature set for as small as this little unit is. It does, of course, have roof mount air conditioning up on top. Now, up here towards the front is where this trailer really surprised me when I walked into it. It's got a Murphy bed system in it to give you just a little extra usable room. And this is just a little padded bench that they put in here. You know, again, if this is a small trailer, so if you're trying to get something where you just got a little extra room for people to sit down, or an extra spot to put shoes on, whatever it is, it's nice the fact that this bed pins up against the front wall here, and you've just got a little extra room to deal with. This does have a big open area here underneath it. You can fit duffel bags or shoes or that type of thing can all go in underneath here. And then we do have a hanging storage closet over on this side. So pretty interesting setup. I'm going to see, and then I did want to make a note of this while I'm standing right here. This unit still has an electric fireplace. And again, it's something they're doing as a standard forced option in their units, and even this little guy gets it, so you're still going to get the electric fireplace. I've got that thing running. It's an amazing amount of heat it puts off. If you were someplace you had power, that little fireplace would heat this trailer without question, as far as not needing your furnace. But, an interesting little feature there anyway. And of course on this wall we do have 110 volt electricity. We do have the USBs. This is where it's prepped for TV, so if you're going to do TV, you could kind of set it up in here. And then of course it is pre-wired for Go Power solar panels, and it is all the wirings run up to the roof and then run down the wall here. And if you're going to do Go Power, you just simply use that template to cut it out to put their regulator in, and that would be your location for your solar regulator. So a lot of features packed into this little unit. I am going to fold this Murphy bed down so you can look at it here, and I apologize, I'm doing this just with one hand, so the camera work may be a little shaky. But bear with me here, and we'll show you how this system works. So there, and then just has a strap that unlatches there. And we set down. And again, sorry about the camera work there, but that does show you, of course, that you have the full bed up here in the front. This is going to be like an RV queen. It's going to be like 60 by 75. So it's a smaller bed, but again, in an 18-foot single axle, pretty impressive that they set all this up and made all this work in here. Of course, LED lighting throughout the unit. The AC is actually ducted throughout the ceiling. Take a peek at our bathroom here. Fairly standard. Nothing too exciting in here. It does still use the Dometic porcelain toilet as well as the shower pan and full shower surround. We do have power roof vent up here as well. And we do not have a sink in the bathroom here, so that is one thing to note. It doesn't have a bathroom sink, just again, another way to save a little bit of space on this small little unit. So once again, this is the Happy Camper coming to you from our sponsors dealership, Rocky Mountain RV in Butte, Montana. Their website is rockymtnrv.com. I will link to this unit so you can see the actual specs and pricing and that stuff if you want to look at it. Very, very interesting little trailer. I'm pretty impressed with the way they opted this thing for such a small unit. I think you would be too. So take a look at it. If you appreciate our content, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks again, and happy camping.